Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Xero Day-to-Day Advanced Webinar. It's now 9:30 Singapore time. Welcome, everyone, to our online webinar. We have over 200 Xero partners registered for this session. And from the registration report, I can see that a lot of you are from Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, Hong Kong, and other Southeast Asian countries like Indonesia, Brunei, and Thailand, Vietnam. So welcome everyone to our advanced webinar. This webinar is designed for Xero partners who have gone through our Xero day-to-day basic, and is like really tailored for partners who have done our Xero Adviser Certification. So a little bit about myself. I am a senior partner consultant at our Xero Singapore office. Today, I'm actually working from home, and actually I have been working from home since February because of the COVID-19. So phase 2 in Singapore is started. I hope everyone has a bit of a social meet with in a group not more than 5, and hope that everyone in the rest of the countries also coping well and utilizing this period to learn a lot, use our online technology, and upskill ourselves. In our webinar today, we also have our CX specialists all the way from New Zealand. They are dialing from their home as well. We have Anjali Daya and Nick Morris. They are our customer specialists, and they will be helping out with all the Q&A for these sessions. So if you have any questions, please use the Q&A box, put your questions in the question box and send it out. And our specialists will be able to answer your questions. There's a chat log in Zoom. We won't be monitoring that chat log. All the Q&A will be only directed in the Q&A area. Okay, thanks, Anjali and Nick. Okay, to start off, during the time that we need to work from home, we have like really a lot of good online technology for all our Xero partners. Hubdoc, which is a data automation tool, is now free with all our business editions. If you subscribe to our Xero Starter, Xero Standard, or Xero Premium plans, you are able to use our Hubdoc with no extra fees. So reach out to your account manager to find out more how you can utilize Hubdoc for data automation. And for today's webinar, we'll also go through how we can capture the bills using this tool so that you can turn your paper workflow to a paperless process. This is our agenda for today. For the introduction, we'll look at the advanced features, some of the key fundamental differences of Xero compared to other softwares. The key features in Xero Multi-currency. See how easy to use multi-currency in the Xero Premium plans. We'll go through the walkthrough how to raise sales in multi-currency. And we'll also go through the digital invoice in Singapore. Bills in multi-currencies. We'll be using the various methods to populate the AP module. And we will also use the Hubdoc we mentioned earlier to automate the bills processing. The fundamental part, the key reconciliation that all accountants need to tie up their books, the bank reconciliation. We'll go through the bank import and the reconciliation functions in Xero. Xero fixed assets is available in all our Xero plans. Even Xero ledgers, Xero cash book, all the business additions, you can use our fixed asset register. So I know in Asia, most firms are using spreadsheet to manage the fixed assets. So if you're still using spreadsheet, do use our Xero fixed asset register to automate a lot of your depreciation calculation and posting. GST F5 report for Singapore IRS, the tax department. So Xero has the GST F5 report designed so that all the respective boxes for the GST filings are being pulled through for your easy processing so that you can just plot the numbers in the boxes and log onto the IRS website and do the GST filing. We have more than 60 Xero reports in Xero, so we'll look through all those key, important, essential ones. One of the advanced features that we should all know about is the find and recode. We will go through the find and recode in the webinar as well. It is a 3.5 hours webinar. So we're going to take a break around 11 a.m. Let's jump into our Xero organization. Roy, yes, Recode is Hubdoc also free for partners plan. Roy, at the moment, for the partners plan, which is a ledger and a cash book, Hubdoc does not come as free. But for all the business additions, because for the bills, we will process it into the AP module, which the business additions will have. So it's free for the business addition. Partners plan, it doesn't have the AP module or the AR module to process all the approved bills and invoices. So it's not applicable. Thanks, Roy, for the questions. Thank you. Most welcome, Roy. Okay, so this looks familiar to all the advanced users. This is our Xero plan. It is a premium plan. Very simple to check. If you want to see, like one of the easiest way is you go to settings and you see that you have the available currencies to use. You are on the premium plan. So for the Xero account, the first thing to go through the advanced feature will be under accounting advanced. So if you take over a Xero account to work on, or you need to do the work, there are a few areas that you should know very well. So under advanced settings, if you take over a job or you should know about the financial settings. So for the advanced webinar premium account here, this is the company we are working through this morning. Base reporting currency is Singapore dollars. So this is set up when you set up the Xero account, and this one cannot be changed after you set up. Financial year end, so my company financial year end, this company financial year end is 31st March. So if there's like any, if this is a mistake error, you can amend it. And GST. So for the GST, this particular entity is set for accrual basis. So if this company is not registered for GST, you can choose none, and you can put the GST details and the GST reporting period. So the tax default is set as exclusive. So when the invoices or bills are processed through, see if the transaction is coded with tax, then Xero will automatically calculate the tax on that amount. If it's inclusive, then it will take that amount as inclusive and be able to like reflect the inclusive amount to the respective account. The log days is good internal control. So after financial year end or after GST submission is done, as a good internal control, log the date. So if financial year end 31st December or here 31st March is done, log it so that like users would not be able to amend any transactions. You have two levels. So you can allow users except advisor. So advisor can still go and amend or edit anything that needed, or can set an even higher level that nobody except the subscriber can amend. Time zone, make sure that it is in the correct time zone because that will pick up the currency settings timing. So this is the accounting advanced feature that's for the financial settings that everyone should be familiar with. The other advanced feature that you want to take a look is the conversion date if you take over an account. So here you can see that the conversion date, this company is starting to use Xero 1st of April 2018. So that is the conversion date in Xero, means the date, the month that you'll start using our Xero plan. So the last feature that under advanced that I want to go through with you is the chart of accounts. So in Xero, the chart of accounts is a flat structure. So don't think about like people quite often ask about, is there a sub-account? Xero is just flat. And if you need to have sub-account and you need to reflect those balances in the sub-account in the report, then you should create it as an account name. And on the reporting template side, you can group those sub-accounts into one level. So if you go through the default set, you will see some padlock. These are system locked accounts. So you can see bank reval, unrealized and realized account. These are for the revaluation. So you cannot remove it, but you can amend the account code. Or you can even like edit the name, but you cannot remove the system account. And same for AR and AP. They are the system module that does all the online invoicing, allows you to be online a payment link attached, and all this automation process is all done within the AR AP. And for the revaluation, realized gain or loss are all computed for the AR AP transactions. In the chart, you can only have one AR account type and one AP account type. And these are system locked, you could not change. But in terms of the name and account code, you can edit. And all these expense claims, wage payable, for GST is only one GST account. All the input and output tax are all posted in one account. Later on, when we go through the GST sales audit report, the GST F5, you will understand how Xero captured everything and have a clear trail for you to check and compile your GST rates and the net claim or net payments and you can like use the figures and do the GST filing very easily. You have the historical adjustments, rounding, tracking, all these are the system logged account and retained earnings. So this is like the key features in Xero. So let's see whether there's any questions for the introduction of the key fundamentals of Xero account. Okay, that's good. All right, that is done. Okay. Okay then. So we are going to go into multi-currency. So before we start with multi-currency, a lot of you probably have used non-cloud applications, use other system. So you have to put all your previous process workflow of how you account for realized and unrealized gains, put it away. So all those manual journal raising, how you every month end or year end, you got to get the rate, reveal all the open balance sheet FX amount, and then calculate the unrealized differences, put through journal, put through the posting for month end, year end, and on the day after, you do the reversal, and you have to do the reporting like regularly on a manual basis. So all that process, you got to like throw it away. You got to empty it and understand the Xero way. So we're going to go through from beginning to end how Xero calculate the realized and unrealized gain or loss for transactions, and how Xero do the posting for you. So you do not need to raise any journal entry anymore. Okay, multi-currency. Where do we start? Settings, currencies. You can add currencies by just clicking buttons. Click add currency. Have the pull down and see, these are the regular ones, the commonly used ones. Let's add AUD, add. That's as simple as that. You got your Aussie dollars. And common ones, US dollars, add US dollars. And a lot of partners say Euro. And of course, we have a lot, Singapore, Malaysia, a lot of import-export, ringgit. So we have more than 160 different currencies. And getting the rate in as simple as clicking. The Xero way of presenting the currency is how many unit of foreign currency to 1 Sing dollars. So 3 ringgit to 1 Sing dollars. So this is how Xero has the currency format. And in the setting is in 5 decimal places. It also shows this one as how it calculated if it is represented as how many Sing dollars per 1 FX unit. Renminbi, oh, Uni, yes, Renminbi, that one get me interested because when I first used it a few years ago, I always typed RMB. But all you need to know is Renminbi means yuan. So remember, happy time, Chinese New Year. So it is CNY, Chinese Yuan. So always remember, happy time, Chinese New Year, CNY for renminbi. It is the currency for China, Hong Kong, like if you have Hong Kong partners, yeah, they always add the renminbi currencies. Is that what you're looking for, Uni? You can type that in the Q&A as well, okay? So I'll add, oh, yes, good, okay, she said yes. All right, thank you. So here, For renminbi or Chinese yuan, so it's 5 units of renminbi to 1 Sing dollars. Okay. Okay. So where does Xero pull out the rates from? Let's go in. You click the hyperlink. The default setting, Xero pull the exchange rate from xe.com. xe.com is a recognized world exchange rate service provider. The rate for the day is updated every hour. So it's a live rate. It pulls like a really provide you a very, very good accurate rate for your transaction, for your FX transaction booking. xe.com is also an approved exchange rate service provider recognized by IRS, the Singapore Tax Authority. So if you need that for your invoicing translation, this is approved. But for some offices, they may not need or they cannot use this they could not use this good real life rate because they are like dictated by the regional or head office to use a specific rate. Xero also catered for that group. You can overwrite the default XC live rate. You can set it to be a dictated rate. So let's say Sing dollars to say 1.1 Aussie dollars. You can set a time period. You can set it for a day, a month, or a year by clicking here. So by clicking a time, you can set it for the date or the month or annually or the whatever period time you need. So if you need to set a rate for year-end reporting, then you can set it, now year-end is 31st March, so I can choose like 31st March to set a particular year-end exchange rate reporting if I need to. So have a look at renminbi and ringgit. So again, yeah, so if you need to change, override it, you can do so. So there are two ways. So you set your default setting in the setting area. So in the default setting, you're either tied with xe.com or the overwriting dictated rate. So that setting will form as your setting exchange unit. There's a third way that you can enter the exchange rate. So any questions on how Xero get the exchange rate and the basis of setting? Okay, that's good. Okay, next we're going to walk through on the invoice raising and how Xero calculate the exchange gain and loss. Let's raise an invoice. There's a shortcut. I can get plus invoice, or you can raise an invoice through business, invoices, and add invoice. So different ways. So once you're familiar, you'll be able to get all the shortcuts. So this is the invoice. Let's sell something. Let's sell a table to David Tan. This is where you set the FX amount. Remember my company-based reporting currency is Sing dollars? You can choose your invoices in other currency. Let's say my table is US dollars. You can choose here. Or if it's other currency not set in setting, you can add right away, and your currency setting will include that currency amount. So there are many different ways of doing things to help you to populate data fast in Xero. Let's choose US dollars. See, you can see here, this will be pulling the xe.com live rate as at now. Earlier, I said there's a third rate of overwriting the rate on a transaction level. You can still choose not to use the xe.com rate, but a overwriting transaction rate. And you can say, okay, I want to use this new rate to apply to all new transactions from this time onwards for today. So you can do that. Or you can just say, oh, it's only for this transaction. I just need this exchange rate for this transaction. So you can change it here. So here we're going to sell a table. Let's say we have tax inclusive. Remember the default setting exclusive? I can say, actually, let's say even we can say no tax, okay? Because the chart of account, it was like come with a tax, so you can still change your tax rate amount. So every transaction in Xero, you must code the correct tax rate. So here, USD. So invoice, you can have two levels. You can prepare, save, and authorize later. And here I am the boss. I am going to approve it right away. So when I approve, because I'm working in the sales module, so once I hit approve, it is debit AR, credit sales, the account that I coded to. So I approve. You can see there's no realized or unrealized because at the moment it's still using the exchange rate, which hasn't changed. It's this 0.720378. Let's say if I have this invoice raised earlier and hasn't settled now, let's see how Xero calculate the exchange difference. Let's say this invoice was raised in, say, February 18. See, the rate is 0.1484 different. Okay, so let's say update. You can see there's an unrealized loss of $3.72 Sing dollars. So how is that calculated? Okay, let's have a look. Okay. So I'm going to show you exactly how Xero calculate the exchange. So the transaction was the 18th of Feb, and the amount of US dollars is 1,000, and the exchange rate is 0.718453. So Sing dollars will be equals to divided by that. You have more Sing dollars. So if it was to settle on the 18th of Feb, the advanced webinar company will get 1,391 Sing dollars. Okay, but hasn't been settled. Let's look at, like, say, hasn't been paid until like up to now. So what is today's xe.com rate? Okay, how did Xero come up with 3.72 unrealized gain? We can go to the account report. We have more than 60 reports. Under accounting, there is foreign currency. There is a currency account. Interesting. Okay, let me search. All right. Foreign. Okay, let's have a currency. Misspelled. Let me go in again. That's okay. We can still use the account transaction. It's all right. So what I can show you how it comes out $3.72. I just have to go back to the settings and look at the asset now. Okay. So asset now, the exchange rate is 0.720378. And we copy the calculation. So if we're to settle today, we are only getting $1,388. And what is the difference? The difference, we have a loss, $3.71. But what Xero will round to the second decimal place. So it would be minus 3.72, because for 9, it will bring that to 2. So this is how Xero calculates the exchange loss. So this is a unrealized loss. Yep, 3.72. That's how the calculation is done. So any questions on the calculation of the exchange differences? Let's have a look. Ernest Tang, you have a very good questions. I have the same questions again. Okay, so in this case, what I'm always going to show you, usually this step, I will show partners at the end, but I'm going to bring it forward. So for any questions, you can always go straight to question mark. So question mark, I know that the foreign currency report, I have been using it. Like I always refer to it. But today, my search through is not there. So I will contact Xero support. Actually, I can contact Anjali and Nick. So let's have a look. That's what Nick has said. Okay. All right. Okay. So I will also, I will show you too. But in case, like say, if Nick and Anjali is not here, so you can actually do this step, like question mark, contact Xero support. And our Xero support works all 24/7. So although Nick and Anjali are from New Zealand, so when New Zealand time, they are 5 hours ahead. So when their work day finish, it will move to, say, the whole CX team work from New Zealand, Australia, UK, US, around the globe. So you have like continuous support. So you can contact Xero support. And in this case, it is asking for the report, because I also want to have a record here. So I will put the topic as reporting and tracking. And here it is the ask a question, foreign currency reports. Missing, okay? Please advise if this has been removed permanently or temporarily. Because we still have many others report that we can use, okay? Did I spell it correctly? Temporarily. Okay. And then you can invite. So one of the good things is you can invite Xero support to your organization. So the SIG team can look into my organization. There's also one more. Say, for example, in this case, my organization, only me have access. So if you have other accounting firm members working on the same account, you can add their email address. And when your questions is being answered, your colleagues will also know about the answers to this question. So I can send that. And then the responses will come through in my cases. Okay. So this is CX supports are very, very helpful. Let's go into Eureka has a question saying like, can I change the rate if the invoice has been paid? Then you will need to undo the payment and then amend the exchange rate and then put through the payment back and then process again. So the answer is yes, but you have to remove the payment entry if you have done the payment entry. Does that answer your questions, Eureka? Oh, okay. Hey, Nguyen, Sophie, that's very good. So Nguyen actually found a answer. Hang on, let's go to accounting report. It is moved into, hang on, accounting. Oh, you can see the foreign currency. Okay, so which means I think it's a temporary. So some partners can see it and some don't. Okay, I see. Okay, we'll wait until we can get the official response from CX. So just now I did mention there's another report that actually can see the transaction. So that is the account transaction report. Let's bring this up. I call it the super report. Although look very field information here, let's say I want to see the AR and sales. You can choose all accounts if you want, okay? And for the date range, you can have preset date range, like say for this month, quarter, financial year, or last month, last year, or you can have customized. You can have any cut of time, say customized, you can cut it from mid-month to another mid-month, or a particular date to a particular date. Because Xero is live with all your data in the system, you can pull and report it in a customized manner. So here, I'm going to put in, so my transactions for the, is today. So yep, it covers June, yep, June will cover it. And when you open it, you can see, you can have the base reporting gross amount, base reporting currency net amount, tax in, base reporting currency, Sing dollars. And you can also choose to show the source gross amount, source net amount, and the revalued FX. If you need to look for particular information, you can also open the filter and go through and pull out. Like I just want to, we have like partners before asking for, oh, I need to pull out all the invoices with the description of a particular component serial number. So you can actually put like, say, description, and then put in the serial component number, and then of course choose sales, and then all the AR, and then all the invoices for the, excuse me, with the description, with the serial parts, will be pulled out for you. very useful search function with the filter. So we can update. The AR and sales this financial year, my transaction was June 23rd. Let's see. I have approved, right? Yes, awaiting payment. So I have a transaction 24th June and February transaction. So, okay, let's go and do the, okay, get the reporting again. Okay, let's go to the super report again. It is an approved transaction, should pick up that amount. Okay, just do all. And I would say, let's do the customized period. I want to look at 1st of Jan to now, okay? Or to end of this month. And for report setting, I'm going to choose FX, revalue, and update. So you can see here, our AR transactions, they return invoice 1,000 US dollars the source, converted to base reporting currency 1391. And revalue amount 13883. Okay. And then for the sales, the transaction date time, and the revalued transaction is 1391. And you can tell from here, if you go to the bottom, Xero will tell you what exchange rate is being applied. So this is the super report that will show you all the source transaction amount plus the base reporting value amount. It's a super useful report here. Okay, so this is how the transactional workflow from to calculate. So some partners may be getting a list of the sales invoices from the client. So for those work process, you can look into bulk import. So just now, we raised the invoice on a transactional basis where we can capture the FX. You can also do bulk import. Let's go in and have a look. Let's click import. All the step-by-step guides are here. You download the template. And this is the sales import template that you can use to import all your sales transactions. For all Xero template, you need to populate the columns with the asterisk. So contact name is a must. Invoice number, invoice date, due date, description, quantity, unit, account code ties back to the chart. So 200 sales. So if it's a P&L account to sales, 200. If there's a invoice for like advance receipt, you can put a balance sheet as revenue received in advance. And as all transactions, you must come with the tax type. So if your company is not registered for GST and no tax, if it's registered for GST, depends on the transactions, put in the correct tax type. And for foreign currency, this is the column where you can put your foreign currency. So if you have US dollars, ringgit currency, put in the ringgit MYR. And for the amount here, you just need to put in the ringgit amount. And when it goes to Xero, you use the ringgit default setting rate and convert your ringgit to the base reporting amount. So we have one populated sheet to show you. So there's one populated sheet in, let's see here, go to desktop, go to day-to-day, item number 1, sales invoice. So here, 01 sales invoice. So before I pull through, I will show you what it looks like. I'm opening it. Okay, so this is the 01 sales invoice. So when you have the invoice, so like say for example, if your client are sending you a list, you might as well send them that template for them to populate. So you can ask them, hey, just put in your contact names and then you can check that, like invoice number filled in, invoice date, due date populated, description is a must, and then quantity, unit amount, account code, the posting account, text type, and this is currency. So there's only 2 invoices with FX. So it's 1,000 Aussie dollars and 4,500 ringgit selling to Kango, Australia, and the customer Mohammed. So this template is complete. All the asterisk columns are populated. So over here, want to update address? No. And also here, you can define, is the amount in the spreadsheet tax inclusive or exclusive? So in this case, haven't include any tax. I'm asking Xero to calculate if there is a tax type that is attached to the transaction. If you're inclusive, then Xero will take the amount as inclusive and then like will calculate the included tax amount from that total amount and put through the transactions. So this one is exclusive, I import through. So 5 new draft imported and complete import. For all bulk import in Xero, it comes through as a draft amount. So you can see here, ringgit AUD. You can also see a brief summary by clicking through here. You have like 3 SGD transactions, 1 AUD ringgit. So let's say we go to Kango, Australia. So if there's any mistake or errors, you can change. Then you can change the exchange rate. If you need to override the exchange rate, you can override the exchange rate here on the transaction level. And it's all good. You can hit approve. Because it hasn't settled, Xero calculate the unrealized for you. So we go back to the invoices. So this is approved, the Kango. So every time you hit approve, it's debit AR and credit to the accounts that you have paid. So all these, if it's all good, so you look through all good, you can click all, you can go and say submit for approval, or if you're the boss, then you can just like hit approve. And all these amounts are being posted. Or debit AR, credit the account. And when the money comes through, then you can reconcile against the AR. Okay, so this is the bulk import. So let's see. Okay, so One Yan Wong has a question. How is the double entry for the unrealized gain or loss posted and reversed? Very good questions. So what happened is that when you pull out a Xero report, like say a P&L, Xero will calculate the unrealized gain or loss as at the specified the P&L report date. So there's actually, the Xero does not pass or post any unrealized value because it will just report on the open AR, AP, or FX bank account of those FX open positions and calculate the unrealized value for you as at that reporting time. So in a sense, there's no actually reversed, there's no actual journal posting of the unrealized or actual posting of the reversal. Does it make, does it, is that clear? Wan Ying? Great, okay, yes, he answered, thanks, yep, understood, excellent, thank you. Great, okay, so this is the invoicing AR side. Also want to show you some more of the ways how to help with the cash flow. So I just go into one of the invoice. You can see at the moment, this invoice, there's no online payment link set up with this invoice. So it will just have to be like done, doesn't give you the choice. So you can actually create an online payment link for all Xero invoices. Let's click. So you can provide an online link, credit card, and here are the online payment provider that you can choose. If you choose credit card, they get powered by Stripe, or you can pay online through PayPal, which you can also choose credit card through the PayPal account setup as well. Let's go and get started. So you can set up PayPal, no setup fees, transaction comes straight to Xero. So I can attach. So put in your email address and you can choose whether for those PayPal fees, go to a new P&L PayPal fees or use an existing expense account. So you can use bank fees or you can create a PayPal fees. So I want that to clearly separate into PayPal fees. I continue. So a new Pay Now button has been added. So you can see here, our services PayPal has linked into a standard invoice. So if you need to create more pay or Pay9 service, you can add Stripe later on. So when the PayPal link is set up, so how does this invoice look? So just now is Janet, right? Let's have a look. So Janet 1 has put the payment system link. So you can see if you email or send through the invoice, you will see the online payment link. So you click the payment system link. And the customers can hit the Pay Now button and choose whether to go pay by PayPal or the other credit card. So you can pay by PayPal. Then people can just log into the PayPal and then process the payment right away. Online payment is much faster. You don't have to wait for people to send in a check or log in to look through the settlement details and then go through the bank transactions. Again, this clicking of buttons helps people to do things faster. So you can consider adding the payment system, recommend your client to use online payment system and get paid faster. Okay. So talking about getting payment faster, because like nowadays, also there is a very, very popular way of payment. So I got to share this one with you. I'm going to show you a customized invoice. So what you just now saw is a standard invoice from Xero. So in Xero, you can also do customized invoice. Okay, let me open this. Let me see, get started, start using Word. Okay, here. This is a customized invoice. Customized invoice is a docx template that you can put more customized text, customized pic, and make it more diversified and also carries your branding as well. So here I have a customized invoice with the QR code to help customers to pay. So how do I set up this customized invoice? Very straightforward, very easy. So just now you saw the standard invoice, it's plain, okay? To go to set up a customized invoice, you go to organization settings, you go invoice settings. So at the moment, I have standard. Standard, you can still edit the standard with the upload logo, and you can have a few different standards. But the standard is all controlled by the field. It's a standard setting fields. You cannot like really, you can add certain things, like say, for example, if you go to edit, you can choose these parameters. You can choose to show or not show. Yeah. So these are, you can choose A4, you can choose, you can still edit it, but within all these parameters. Or you can use you can do customized invoice. So here I can say new idea, new idea. So my branding is new idea invoice branding. So you can download a preset template that helps you as a start for your customized invoice, credit note, statements. So Xero provides you with a starting deck of templates. So here, this is I want to show you the download. I'm going to pull through because it's on another screen. I need to show you here. So this is the template. So you can have starting template with quote, invoice, purchase order, statements, and credit note. It's a starting one for your customization. So from this invoice, you can customize it to this invoice. Okay, so you can have even non-English text. You can put through, you can remove certain tables, you can remove the quantity, you can put in extra JPEG, extra picture. You can remove certain things you don't need, add in things that you need. So once you customize the invoice, you just need to upload that customized version. So I have done a customized invoice. So I'm going to browse and browse the customized invoice and upload. So you can see here, customized invoice loaded. So how do I get to run a customized invoice? Easy. So again, if you want to sell this time, David Tan, here, under the branding theme, so you can choose your standard invoice, which is the one that comes with Xero, or the one that you have customized, the new idea invoice. So you can have, like, say, consulting. $100. Okay, so here currencies is like, if it's just local, you can change to Sing dollars. And the new idea, you can hit approved. And then you can see print PDF. Here, not this one. Here, there should be, wait, so manage, here, new idea. And I want to run this. Try again. It should pick up the waiting invoice 00. I will have to. Interesting. This is right. Okay, that's okay. What I can do is I'll show you one that is already working. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look. So I have some more the branding ones. Okay. So for example, this is one of the branding ones. So I send it to, it's a Hong Kong coffee machine. So this is like, you can see that this will come up as a branding invoice, different from the standard. Okay. So this is a sample of a branding invoice. You can have your online link, and you can have watermark, you can have your branding, you can have a mixture of like Chinese, you can have it as a Chinese characters, non-English characters invoice. Okay, so that is how the customized invoice work. Okay, so we go back to our advanced webinar. So you can see from the dash, the AR side is populated. Okay, 7 waiting payment, and 5 of them are overdue invoices. So, okay, with the AR side. So let's see. Okay. Hey, thank you, Ajani and Nick. You have like answered like a lot of our partners' questions. Thank you. Okay. So let's have a look. We have gone through multi-currency and the sales multi-currency. Okay. Important. Peppol e-invoices. This one is particularly important for our Singapore partners. But for other partners, it's good to note about this as well. Okay, so Xero is Peppol ready. Is Peppol e-invoicing ready? What does it mean? So for e-invoicing, it is about digital invoicing sending directly from the supply accounting system to the customer accounting system. So no manual entry. The invoice will go straight from one accounting system to another as a draft. The accountants on the recipient end just need to do the coding to code the invoice to the correct account area. So if you are receiving a digital invoice from the supplier, the invoice will go straight to your draft bills and you code the bills to the right account. So of course, both members have to be Peppol members. So how to be Peppol members? As a Xero client, if for your client who are on Xero, and for accounting firms where your firm is also on Xero, in Singapore, you can register on the Peppol system. And for Singapore partners, a lot of you will have heard about IMDA giving out $200 easy cash if you registered your UEN number with the Peppol system. So don't miss out this chance. So if you have an eligible Singapore UEN number, your company was formed before, I think 25th March 2020, as long as the company is formed before that, registered to the Peppol network, and provided you have a corporate pay now account, IMDA will do a paid out, a one-time payment of $200 cash as a e-invoicing registration grant to encourage business to use digital invoicing. So here is a little video to show you how easy it is to register. So I'm going to play this. E-invoicing with Xero and store code. So to register, go to store code and then click if it's client, then your client name. If you want to register your own practice firm, click your practice firm. Less than 3 steps. Put in the asterisk information, click I agree to the TNC, agree to use the Peppol network, and that's it. It is completed. And how do you send e-invoice? Make sure that contact have the Peppol email, so that invoice will go straight to this Peppol registered email address for your customer. And how do you populate those email address in your customer contact list? Go to contact, put through the email, and then you can have that email address for the invoice to go to the your customer who is also a Peppol member. Then you can add, you can have all the history, all the trails, all there. And then if you are receiving digital invoice from a supplier who is also a Peppol member, it will come through straight in the draft. You can see received through Xero API from Store Cove, which is from the Peppol side. And all you need is to do the coding. So do use the digital invoice registration. So in a sense, like you can for the invoice, or you can either use a standard or customized invoice format. It's just you have to register. And in terms of the email address, you just have to send it through to the email address of the registered customers. And you can actually look up, very easy to look up whether the supplier or customers are Peppol registered or not. So you go to the website, you can do like Peppol directory search. You can go through Peppol directory search and then put through the client names. Let's say, for example, I have this one, search through, let's see. This one is CPA Connect. Then you can show details. So CPA Connect accounting firm has already registered on the 20th of April. So they will get the $200 cash grant. So IMDA is working out the monthly payouts, on the monthly payment cycle for the one-off $200 cash payout. And they mentioned in the FAQ, the first payout should be no later, the first cycle should be no later than June 2020. And it's only eligible for the first 50,000. So I think at the moment, I think only 1/5 with around 10,000 business have registered. So there is still like 4,000 available spots for you to get to the $200 cash. So you can register your firm, you can talk to your client and help your client to register as Peppol member. So this is the e-invoicing. So as you can tell, the e-invoicing allows you to have the invoice go straight through as draft. So you don't even have to do the import. It will come straight through. So if everybody, imagine if all members are on Peppol, then everything can just be going through straight from accounting system to accounting system. That's why IMDA is encourage business to take up this mode of invoicing. And Peppol operate globally, over 30 countries. So Australia, New Zealand, a lot of European countries also have the Peppol network working. So you can actually have the invoice sent or received from the other countries where their customers or suppliers are on the Peppol network. Okay, David. Hey, hi, David. Okay, that's a very good question. What's the difference between the use of Peppol versus Xero-to-Xero network? So the main difference is that the Peppol is actually very similar because Xero-to-Xero allows you to send to your Xero customer or player or receive from the Xero supplier the invoice or bill straight from the accounting system as well. The only difference is that for Peppol, it is allows, so if those Peppol members doesn't send you the Xero network key, you can use that. You can use the Peppol UEN because you can easily search up and get through. So basically you can choose. So if your clients are both Xero clients and they're all using Peppol, you can consider using the either the UEN as the email address or the Xero-to-Xero network key. And then not all the Xero users are registered with Peppol. So for those people who you know are Xero customers, but they are not registered yet, then you still have to use the Xero to Xero network to expedite the invoice or bill booking. So it will still take time for people to pick up the Peppol registration. So in the meantime, if they are not, then use the Xero to Xero if everyone is on Xero network. Hi, hello. Hi, everyone. Hope you have a stretch. Hope you have a good little break. Yay. Okay, just to recap. So this morning we have the multi-currency and the AR side. And I also got the response from the this morning for the foreign currency report. So I can show you on screen here. So you can see the query was raised at 10:07 a.m. this morning. I actually have the response at 10:25, and Rose is very helpful. They are going to pass the information to the technical team, and she has sent me the link that to access the foreign currency report. So if I click the link, this is the foreign currency report that I'm looking at. Okay, so I need to go to my particular hang on here. I need to move. Hang on, let me move this back here. So let me make it a bit smaller because I'm using two screens. So I'm going to make this smaller so that you can see. So you can see this is the foreign currency gains and loss report that I was talking about. It will show all the currencies of the AR that got postings, got transactions, and it will tell you the source and the Sing dollars based reported amount and the unrealized gains and loss calculated by the system. So here you can see this is the exchange rate being used as at now to calculate the unrealized gain. So this is for the month June, say for the month of June, the unrealized, and then for year to date, which my financial year end is 31st March. So how Xero looks at the year to date, because now is 24th June and my financial year end is 31st March. So if I look at current year, the current year to date will be 31st March 2021 because my calendar date is now June. So this is how Xero read as current financial year. Okay, so this is the report. So let's go back. If I go back to the report. So it's okay then. No, yeah. So you can use the link. So it's really useful. So things, if you come across any a particular issue, send the information to our CX support. They are very, very helpful and they come back to you very, very fast. Okay, thanks. So I got to say thank you to our New Zealand customer support. We have thank you Anjali and Nick. Nick actually prompted me that he has actually talked to the person as well. So thank you, Nick. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is the Xero support my cases. And then I also have a few questions raised from the partners. So Maddie was asking, how does Peppol pay $200 to the advisor or direct to the organization? So Maddie, IMDA will only pay the $200 through the Pay Now corporate bank account. So if your accounting firm, which has a UEN, Singapore UEN number registered, then you will need to must have a corporate Pay Now bank account. For your client who got a SGUEN number and registered, they themselves, each of those of your Xero clients, which is an eligible Singapore company with the eligible UEN registration, they will also need to have a corporate Pay Now account. So IMDA will send the one-time cash lump sum of $200 straight to the business, straight to the eligible business. So if you have registered as a firm, they will send it to you for your accounting firm. If your client UEN number is registered, then each of those registered one will receive the whole $200 directly by the business, by your client. Okay, does that answer you your question, Maddie? And it is Singapore-based company with the eligible UEN number. And I think Lee also sent something through. Yes, for the registration to the Peppol at the end of the webinar. Yes, this webinar is being recorded. So it will be sent to all participants. So you can refer to this webinar at your own pace. Give us, after the webinar, give me some time to process the recording. And then I will send the link to everybody in this webinar. And you go through. And in the email with the link, I will also provide, I'm going to write down, I'm going to provide the link where you can register through as a Xero customer. So the Peppol regio link, I will send to everybody who attended. Okay. So please do direct all your Q&A. You're welcome, Lee. So please do put through all the Q&A in the Q&A box, okay? Okay, so next we are going to, so any other questions on the FX and the AR side before we go to bills? Okay, that's really cool. Let's jump back into our organization. So we have done the AR. We're going to go through to the bills side. So this is the AP side. So it's very similar. It's like the flip side of the AR. So let's go to the bills. So as you can see, you can raise bills through the plus button here, bills, or you can click new bills, and you can also import in bulk. So again, you can put through the supplier name and all the currencies you can choose. And then Xero will again calculate the realized and the unrealized amount for you, for those that is not settled. And the amount you need to pay. So that is the individual transaction posting. And as you can see here, you can always import in bulk as well. So here you go to the import function. You can download the template. So the asterisk column, only the asterisk column need to be populated So we have one prepared for the bills, which is in item number 2. So we have some populated bills. So you can see there's Apple Store, invoice number. For the invoice number, you noted there is AS0800 repeat twice. So this is actually relating to one invoice, but we can populate this invoice with the individual line items. So if you see that this one is only have one, which means it's only one line item. So if you have repeating invoice number with the same invoice date, due date, these information will come through as line item for the same bills. So for this one, these bills relate to 30 iPad, 15 MacBooks bought from Apple Store. And the account code is booked into 720, is a fixed asset. And all these 400 series are P&L expense items. As mentioned earlier, all transactions in Xero must be coded with the text type. So here, standard rated purchases. And for this one, 0 rated. Why? Let's see. It was a import from AUD, which is the mix, is an Australian bookstore. So there is a FX bills item in this listing. So you can see there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bills. Though there are 6 lines, it's only 5 bills coming through. Let's browse and pick up the bills. The bills that we just went through. So again, you can ignore address. Again, whether it's tax exclusive, inclusive, you indicate as such. So based on what you populate in the amount, whether it's excluding or including the GST. So I'm going to import. And in Xero, when you do the import, comes through as draft, allows you to check or submit for approval. So here, the mix. So if you need to override the transaction level, on the transaction level, you can do that. You can go through the exchange rate link and then change the exchange rate if it need to be amended. So if it's all good, you hit approve, then the entry is debit P&L subscriptions, credit balance sheet, accounts payable, because it's done in the bills system module, in the AP modules. So approve, debit subscription, credit AP, Xero did the posting for you. And there's an unrealized exchange difference. So here, this is the approved awaiting payment. So when bank statements come through, it can be reconciled. So this is the draft bills. So I can check through if it's all good, give it a tick, submit for approval, or if I'm the boss, I will approve. If I am the reviewer, if I'm the manager in charge, so I approve. So all the posting done to fixed asset, done to the P&L account, and all credit in accounts payable. Okay, so this is the Xero bill, individual raising and import. So you can see that we can also have new repeating bills. So it's like if this is like a regular rental payment or repeating subscription, you can raise a repeating bill. So you can repeat it weekly, monthly, yearly will be 12,
24, 36 for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And you can start the starting bill date, due how many days of the following month, or days after the bill date, after the end of bill month. You have these like due date selections, optional. And when you prepare the repeating bills, you can save as draft or as an approved if you are super confident. And you can bill from home. And here the reference allows you to put a, say the time, date the time. So for example, if it's a monthly rental expense, I can put the reference for the month and year, and then put through the information. And again, when you put the description, you can also put through the month and year. And then you put to the correct account. So if it's like a subscription, then you go to the subscription account. And then you can preview the placeholders. So month and year. So this is another automation way to save you time if there's a repeating supply amount. In the invoice area, it also has repeating invoice. Okay, it also had that function. So this is the repeating bill. So now you can see the AP side is also populated. 5 bills and 5 of them are overdue. Okay, so this is the more the raising the transactions through Xero, where you still have to do some clicking. What we're going to show you next is like our data automation tools. Okay. So before I leave the AP in Xero, let's see whether there's any questions for the AP. Okay, Rosandra is asking, does the import invoices and bills work for all 5 plans? Okay, so to answer your questions, Rosandra, definitely for the BE, you can BE meaning our starter, standard and premium plan, can do all import invoices and bills, and you can approve. For the partner edition, which is the ledger and cash book, you can still import, but won't allow you to approve. If you try to approve, the system will prompt you to upgrade from the ledger or cash book to the BE edition, so that you can approve the invoices. So the invoice will be booked in the AR for invoices and AP for bills. And you can use all the system functions that helps you to do the reconciliation. So does that answer your question, Rosandra? Okay. Andrew is asking the video. Oh, the video, all my video is just in my YouTube channel that I leave it there. So it will be there for a while until maybe if there is a complete new syllabus, but it will be, during the COVID, I started like putting through everything on recording. So the ones in like say April, or those that I haven't removed it at all. So yeah, take your time to go through the video. Righto. So at the start of the webinar, we mentioned about Hubdoc is now part of our business edition plan, which allows you to do the AR AP system booking. So this is where our Hubdoc machine operates. So sit back a bit, think about currently. So a lot of you are working from home. I'm talking to partners. So partners, some of the partners actually have to get the logistic company, courier company to bring all the paper records from office to the home of the staff so that they can continue to work. So a lot of you might have a lot of paperwork around you at home on your desk. You may also have like maybe envelopes and boxes of invoices and receipts that need to be processed. And the situation might go on for a little while because not everyone is going to go back to the office. You still have to do, like say, if you're going back, you still have to probably do an AB rotation. So with all the paperwork, have you like think about, would that be another way so that we can turn into a more paperless environment? So we have Hubdoc. So Hubdoc is within Xero. It can get your bills and receipts into Xero. And all the records will be digitally filed in Hubdoc as well as Xero. And once it's in Xero, we can do the bank rec. Hubdoc uses machine learning ability to extract the invoice number, the date, invoice date, amount, and GST amount, and the customer name or the supplier. I would say the bills, for the bills, it will be supplier name. If it is invoice, it will be the customer name. So these are the key data, machine read, machine picked up. Supplier name, invoice number, due date, invoice, bill date, GST, total value. So how does Hubdoc operate? So for Hubdoc, the document can be captured through your mobile phone. So if you are a Android user, you just need to download the Hubdoc from the Google Play. If you are an Apple iOS user, you can download the Hubdoc application in the Apple Store. And use that application. You can open the application to scan and snap documents, and it will go through to the Hubdoc processing application. You can also send email. Each Hubdoc account has an email address. So you can email, if your customer or yourself are receiving all the bills through the email, then you can just forward all these bills straight to the Hubdoc email account and get Hubdoc to machine read all the key data. Scanner. So for scanner, some scanner can scan straight to the email address. So some of them you can just use it to scan straight to email address. Or like if there's a lot of the paper receipts and paper docket, you can also use the scanner to scan all the paperwork straight through, and it can be done and sent to the Hubdoc. Hubdoc can also pull document that is sitting in your desktop or your laptop as well. So we're going to go through a live demo of how the Hubdoc upload documents from your laptop. Once it's in the Hubdoc tool, Hubdoc will use machine learning to auto-extract the 6 fields that highlighted earlier. The document sensor will also be auto-filed in the file folder in Hubdoc. And once the information is machine read, there are 2 ways to get it to Xero. So in the beginning, when you are like trying to teach Hubdoc to what to do, where to post, you will do a publish. You'll do a one button push publish, because you do want to eyeball check the information to see whether it's correct before you press the publish button, so that all the information, the 6 key data will push through to the Xero account. So after you use it for a while where you're very familiar, you can click with, you can choose auto sync, and things read by Hubdoc will be auto published into Xero. You don't even have to press any button. Once the data is in Xero, then when the bank statements come, you can do the button clicking bank reconciliation process. We're going to go to the account, Xero account and Hubdoc account, and see how this works. So we are back to the Xero account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Amazing Global, okay? There is this Amazing Global company. And from your Xero account, going through the Hubdoc account is very straightforward. It's within the system. Just go to the entity name. You go down, you can see project, workflow max, app marketplace, and Hubdoc. So I'm going to open Hubdoc from within Xero. So Hubdoc is here. I can sign in with Xero. So this is my Hubdoc account. This is my practice of EL advisory. And these are all my Xero account that is linked to my Hubdoc. So I go to my Amazing Global. So this is what you see when you go into the Hubdoc. The structure is, you can see that the folder, here are all the folders. At the moment, nothing. There's nothing in the folder. And this is the document processing area. So here, there's nothing is processing at the moment, nothing to review. Nothing has come off as failed, and no audit trail yet. So how do we get the information? Let's go upload. So you can upload the information by using mobile phone or through email. So here, every Hubdoc account has an email address. So here is Jessica Lim at app.hubdoc. So if the PDF sends through, if the documents, not just PDF, it could be JPEG, PNG, your bills files sent through email, you can forward those information to this email address, and it will pick up in this part. So coming through phone, email, scanner, through here, it will come through into the processing tab here. So the demo here is using browse, pulling files, upload from my MacBook. This one, standard document upload, is one by one. This one is if you have a PDF file with like multi-page, and if each page is one bill, you can pull through, and Xero and Hubdoc will split out the PDF files page by page. One page, one bill. That's how it works. So I'm going to pick up one by one. So this one is the, here. So I have eight documents, 4 JPEG and 4 PDF. So I have 4, all these are the different bills. So I'm going to highlight, shift, open. So it will pull through to the Hubdoc account. And then when it goes, it will go to the processing. So it's picking up all that. So here, is it? One of them is already timing. Okay, so all these actually push through from processing to review. Review means like all the key fields are extracted. So remember there's 8 5 here, 1 is still processing, so it's still needing some more time. The timer is saying like, I need time to process. 5 of them already picked up, extracted. Where's the other 3? The other 3 has been archived, pushed through already. Let's work on those that are pushed through. Remember early on, we said that if this auto sync, you don't even have to push button. It will have gone through to the system. So here we have Joe and Doe. Hubdoc has machine read the supplier name, Joe and Doe. Supplier bills date 24th November. Total amount 1120. Sing dollars. Hubdoc user notice that we have like designed it so that the dollar currency is now right next to the value amount. So GST 73 cents, correct. And it's already published. Okay. And same for Yakun. Yakun 19th of November, 480, 31 cents GST, auto publish. Let's hop into the Xero account to see what has been published. Okay, so we go to Amazing Global, go to Bills, Joe and Doe, Yakun. So let's open Joe and Doe. So what has been auto-published is here. So now it's like 11:31. You can see the history. Created 11:30, attach a file at 11:30. So auto push. So this information has been auto pushed from Hubdoc to Xero. And let's check. So here, Joe and Doe, invoice date 11/20, 73 cents GST. And auto code to entertainment. So which account you choose is based on learning. So it's based on what have been used before. So what happens if I do it for the first time? So for the first few times when you're using, you have to code it. So once Hubdoc Xero learn that, say, Joe and Doe, the amounts I usually coded to entertainment, it will auto suggest entertainment. So here, entertainment. So you have hit approve, debit entertainment, credit AP. That's what I wanted. So I can approve. Bills to pay. Okay, so here there's a draft. So Yakun is like here. Okay, you can see like 11:30, 11:30. Oh, good. You can approve 480. So you can also here, you can go straight to Hubdoc here. And go back to Hubdoc. And then you can see the source document as well. So the source document uploaded by Esther Lee at 11:30 a.m. And my 2 archived. These are the audit trail in Hubdoc. And then those 2 auto push ones are already in bills. So all we need to is load these. These are the ones that I want to teach Xero, want to check first before I choose auto sync later on. So when I'm more confident, I will choose auto sync. So at the moment, I want to press check and then publish. Let's check. So supplier name with contents come with content. Okay. And the invoice number. Okay. And invoice date. Okay. Due date. Here. Okay. Total amount, 1,002, Sing dollars, no tax. Okay. So the destination, you can publish as purchase, spend money, AR or credit note. So I saw that Pim Changnok has a question. can Hubdoc use for AR side? The answer is yes. So if this AR, if this bills, you choose purchase. And if it is like AR side, as a customer invoice, you choose invoice AR. So Pim Chanok, your question is, can Hubdoc use for AR? The answer is yes, by clicking invoice AR when for the zero destination booking. Okay, so here is I want to put through as draft bill, so I choose purchase, correct, with the supplier. And then for the account code, this is content, with content is for marketing, advertising is correct. So for the chart, this one ties to your Xero chartered account for that, for my client Amazing Global. So this will, it basically those that chart name that are in my Amazing Global account, you can choose those accounts to book through. So again, for contact, this ties in with the contact listing in Amazing Global. So if there isn't a contact, you can add new contact here, and the Xero account will also be updated with the contact. So here, this one, I look through, check through, it's good, so I publish. So once it's published, it will go to archive. And then when it's done through, see, review, it will add less, and then go to the archive area. So for the rest, and just check through, like 50,000 Sing dollars, tax 3318. Okay, and then for the here, draft bills, advertising, some tag, good. Okay, publish. And then you don't have to wait to see the thing disappear. You can work on the rest already to check. So 2160, no GST, in no B, draft bill in no B, advertising, that's correct. Okay. And then for level, Sing dollars 856.56 GST. Okay. 8th of Jan, correct. All right, and then for here, office expenses. Okay, it's an exercise level, like office expenses for general, for well-being. Okay, so here, 246, okay. Okay, just one more. And then WeWork is still needing the time. Okay, here 1190, 78 cents. This one is Nature's Nutrition, just some food net for entertainment. Then publish. Okay, so we have 7, and WeWork one is still needing time. So for those that still need processing time, if you are not in a hurry, just let Hubdoc do the work, use machine learning. Usually within 24 hours, the machine will be able to pick up all the key information. But if I'm in a hurry, it's okay. I can just like quickly populate myself. Say here, this is 6th of Jan, 2020. And the GST, okay, the total value is 1968.80. And GST auto calculate is 1288, okay, yeah. And then for, I want to put through as draft bill, contact WeWork, correct. This one WeWork for community budget event is the event, is a advertising, it's marketing. So it's correct advertising. So I publish. So you see, all this here, machine is doing all the picking up of the information. I didn't have to go and, for the 7 items, all those supplier name, date, amount, GST is all auto-filled, all those fields. And all I need to do is, for 2 of them, I don't have to do anything. It's just auto-flow. It's completely auto-flow. The rest, I just push button. And for WeWork is the only one that I need to choose a bit more, a little bit more. So if I go to my amazing global, I go to the bills. So you can see that the 6th draft came through. So let's look at the biggest one, Suntec Singapore. So when you open, you have the side-by-side, the supporting to the left, and then you can see the history here. At 11:37, received, attachment attached through Xero API using Hubdoc. All the trail is there. And the amount here, 50726. And then the GST amount. And then if you want to go to the source, you can just click in here to go to the source. Or just like here, is your source as well. So it's all good. Then you click approve. And the booking will be debit advertising, credit AP. And you go to purchase overview. It's thinking, going through. And then you go to the draft. Okay, there's still 5 draft. If it's all good, you see all the attachments are here. If it's all good, then you can just click all and approve. So once you approved, then all the bookings, Xero does all the auto booking for you. So here we go to the dash. I have 8 items. So OCBC, so for this one, OCBC, so the bank statements come through imported, and with the bank account, see all the, like say this one is spends like bank statements value coming through. So if I hit the bank, hit OK, this will be means spend money. It will be credit bank and debit the AP. Then it's all cleared up. So all these are credit OCBC Singapore and the debit the AP. So this is like the whole reconciliation. So AP through Hubdoc, and then the bank rec through the import statements or bank feed, and just click OK. Okay, so here. So this is the Hubdoc automation part. So let's look at the, let's go to the Q&A and have a look. Pataman asks, does Hubdoc support only English language? Correct. At the moment, yeah, Hubdoc is only support English language. I know that like some people actually use the, like say invoices with some other foreign characters. So Xero, the Hubdoc will probably pick up the date, and if there's numbers, and pick up the total value. And if your invoice have both the English and the non-English language, that will pick up the English bit. So it only read English. Okay, I think Rassandra has a very good question. What happens if the company is not GST registered and in Hubdoc you have a bill with GST? Very good, Rassandra. So let's go to the Hubdoc. So there are some good tips that we can share here. So in the settings, so if you have, okay, at the moment, okay, show you, okay, archived. So we have 8 suppliers now, and they are all uploaded. So you see, one of the other feature is that Hubdoc will auto create the supplier folders. You'll pick up the supplier names and put the folders through. So all these supplier names are also in Hubdoc. And to also help with the GST setting, there are a few places that I want to show everyone. So you go to the setting, this setting wheel, you go to the supplier. So let's go to say level, okay? So you see here, you can set your supplier. You can do some setting for your supplier. So if you know that your supplier is not GST registered, then you can choose, you can fix this as no tax. So when Hubdoc read it, it will go through as no tax, okay? So the other one is if your company, say organization, so here, my amazing company, this is my base reporting currency. And for integration, is integrating to Amazing Global. So if the company itself is registered and expecting, like it is registered, then you choose default tax as default. You can choose your standard rated. And if it's not, then you can actually, if you are not GST registered as a company, you can choose to put through as no, okay? You can choose as no tax. That will be actually based on the setting of your Xero as well. So here, because like for our Xero account here, for the amazing, go back to the advanced, because in a financial setting, okay, so it is okay, haven't set it, okay, that's fine. So let's have a look again. So for the Hubdoc here, close this, okay, here. So there is, so what it is, okay, let's say disconnect. Let's say if you disconnect, okay, disconnect, and then we connect again. I'm going to show you on the setup. So we can disconnect and connect. So we connect again, Amazing Global, okay, allow access. So from the setup in the Hubdoc, see checking organization. So here, so I can, yes, okay, if you undo, so if you choose to untake the publish text, so if your Amazing Global is not just right, you can untake the text data, so the text data would not be pushed, would not be going through. So this is like for the entity wise, if your client is not, then this is where you control the text. And base reporting is through the organization setting. And for the supplier, if the supplier, you want to set which one of the supplier is GST registered or not, you can use the setting wheel and go to the tab, the supplier tab, and then you can also set through this way. Okay, very good question, Rosandra. Okay. Ken, Rosandra? Yeah, you're welcome. Yep. Okay. Okay, so this is the Hubdoc. So do utilize it because it is an automation tool and is also like free for all your business additional Xero plans. Okay. So any other questions? Let's see before we go to the bank import. Okay. Okay, Cho Lang has a question. Is Xero able to differentiate trade creditors and other creditors? Okay, so, okay, this is our Xero account. So you can see from our contact list, we have all contacts and we just have customer and suppliers. So in terms of whether it's trade creditors or other creditors, is all, the question is, if you wanted to be booked in the AP system side for your creditors, then you raise it in the contact, and you raise in the contact, and when you book the transactions, book through AP. Then all your creditors transactions, if it's done through that way, you'll be able to utilize the FX refill function for the premium plans. And also, if you use the creditors, whether it's trade or other creditors, through the contact list as suppliers, you have the aging report as well. So you can do the aging, you can do all the AP system transaction. So if you feel that your other creditor do not need to utilize the AP system function, then you can choose not to put through in the contact. So that is how you want Xero to differentiate. Is really how you want to differentiate your supplier, your creditor, how you want to make use of Xero to make your work most efficiently. See whether you need to have certain report functions for the trade or non-trade. So you can book all trade and non-trade creditors as suppliers in the list. And you can open grouping. So for example, here I can have, I say, Coffee Bean, Coffee Club, all these. I can set a grouping. It's like setting WhatsApp group. Add to a group called add new group. This will be, say, trade. Say, for example, if they're trade creditors, and then you can add them as trade creditor. So in the trade credit also, so for the contact, these lot are grouped as trade in the grouping. And then if there is certain thing that is like non-trade, I say maybe, okay, here, let's see, what did I, okay. Say, for example, this one, if you want to group that one as non-trade, you can add non-trade. Okay. So you have your trade and your non-trade creditors. So it is based on your need, how you want to use Xero to split between trade and non-trade. Ken? Okay. All right, that's cool. Hey, thank you for answering all the questions. And Jolly and Nick, that's great. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that is on the AP side. Let's go back to our dash. So we have our AR and AP. This one is Amazing Global. So I want to work on my advanced webinar. So you can toggle between the recently worked on entities through here, just by change, or you can type in the company's name that you need to look for. So advanced webinar June. So here we have the AR and AP. So bank account. Okay. So before I do the bank account, I would love to hear from the audience here. We have We have 167 partners. So I would like to see you raise your hands, okay? I want to see that, I want to ask the questions, and if the answer is yes, all right, thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Rosandra. Okay, you can put down first. So I'm going to ask the questions. If this question is a yes, then please do raise your hands. So my question here is, okay, for your accounting firms, so how many of you here at the webinars do hold the bank token for your clients? The bank token is like a little extra security that allows you to access the client bank account in for you to get onto the online banking information, so you have a soft data of their bank transactions, and you don't have to wait for the paper statements, or you have to beg them to email you the information. That's awesome. We have that is amazing. I am really, I think I have a record number here. We have more than 10. We have more than 10 participants who have raised their hands. So at least I counted there are 12, oh now 13, 14. So 15. So 15 partners out of 167 have raised their hands that you have the bank token. So this is really great signs. From our previous workshop, or last year, like 2 or 3 years ago, or the very start, the beginning, no partners do hold the bank tokens for their clients. And last year onward, there are at least 2 or 3. And this year has been much more. So more partners do have the bank tokens for their client business bank account, so they can help themselves with the bank statements. That shows a lot of trust that you have built with your client for them to allow you to access and retrieve the bank data at your own time. That is really good sign. So with that, because for the partners can use the bank token to access the information, you can copy and paste the source data to book your client easily if they are not yet on using bank feed. So what is bank feed? So zero direct bank feed means your client bank account data, once your client has approved that direct bank feed upfront, just have to do it once, approved, on a daily basis, your client's bank account transactions, line by line item, will be fed to the Xero bank account. So which means you don't have to do any manual posting of all the bank statements line item if you have the direct bank feed. But if you don't have direct bank feed, it's okay, because if you have the bank token, you can just help yourself with the online banking, copy and paste the date and transactions, and put through on the Xero Bank CSV template and import the transactions through. I guess if you don't have the bank token, you can still ask your client to email you, best email you the soft copy. If it is like a PDF, you can easily use a PDF converter, convert it to Excel, and then put it through to the CSV template. And I guess if there's no choice, you only get it through paper record, then you do have to pull out the CSV template. And I guess if you have paper record, there are still tools that can help you. So there are tools that can scan and convert your paper table line items into template line items. So one of the tools is I think it's a scanner that can do that. So if you need to find out like more of like tools, like yeah, do reach out and do try out the different tools as well. So like in terms of bank statement item, of course, best you have direct bank feed going to come through. If not, then just make sure you got the online soft data that you can do the populate into the bank CSV Xero template. So let's open a few bank accounts for our advanced workshop. So opening bank account is under accounting, bank account. So at the moment we have the PayPal because of the payment system link. We can add bank account. Because my base reporting currency is Singapore and I pay tax in Singapore, Xero support will auto suggest the popular banks. So okay, I do want to open a bank account in the GL, in the system general ledger. Oh, hang on, we can actually, here is not, say with DBS. Okay, I just want DBS. So if you hit DBS, we have direct bank feed. Actually, before I go through that, maybe it's good to show you a slide. What banks we have got direct bank feed with Xero. So here, there's a slide on the direct bank feed. All right. So in Singapore, all the local banks have direct bank feed with Xero. It's all secured, firewall, multi-layered links. It's very secured infrastructure built. For Malaysia, CIMB. For Hong Kong, HSBC, Hang Seng, and DBS. There's also other financial services, other payment system like TransferWise and World Bank. So World Bank also have direct bank feed built with Xero and TransferWise, and PayPal can also have direct bank feed with us. So here, so we go back to our bank. So for DBS, because with direct bank feed, you can actually, you can do it with your client. You need your client who is the bank authorized signatory holder, use that authorized holder's ID and PIN, and then you log in. And within 24 hours, the direct bank feed should come through on a daily basis. So I don't have a bank token here, so I'll skip the step. So account name, DBS SG, account type, everyday, account number. Okay. So if it's Sing dollars, other currency. So if it's more than other currency, you have to put the currency in the currency setting, and then the currency will be available for you to choose. So here I'm just going to do SGD. I'm going to add another DBS account. Account name is PBS AU. Account type here. Account type other. Account number. This one is AUD. So I'll open one Sing dollars account and one AUD account. So for bank account, if you have foreign currency, you need to have like one account for one foreign currency. And then for OCBC, you can also do direct bank feed through the Velocity account. And if you need to open, say, other banks that doesn't have direct bank feed, like say if I need to open Citibank. So if there is a Citibank Singapore here, okay, yep. So Citibank SG account number. Okay.
So what you can see here, there was a selection there. This is also to do with the Yodlee, someone has built a Yodlee once. So there is like terms and condition. So if you don't want that, you can choose not to go through with that. And what you do is you just don't click the Citibank Singapore, because there is already a Yodlee fee built. So you can put in, I say, Citibank SG, but as edit anyway. So this will not be a link into your Yodlee account. Citibank Singapore, and then account type, say others, and you put in your account. Then you can have your currency, US dollars, and you save. So maybe this is like should be US. So you can still change the edit the account. Here, I put in, you can still edit the information. It should be USD. Okay. So here, all right. So this is how you enter the bank account. Each bank, each currency have its own individual account. So if you need the direct bank feed, yeah, click through and then go through the connection. And if you don't have direct bank feed, you can use the manual import statements method to put through the transactions. Okay, let's go through the import sections. So here we have the bank transactions. You can download the template. So here is the bank statements import template. Just need to populate the date and amount. As you see, the amount is one column. So money leaving the cash, leaving the bank is a negative number. Money coming into the bank is a positive number. Then you save that, populate that, save that, and then you browse and pick up and import. So there is one that is prepared. So I'm going to put it out and show. So this one is a SGD, Sing dollars. This is a Sing dollars bank statements import. So you have the date and you have the amount. So you can see these are money coming through from customers, payment to Apple Store. All these are the payments to the bills. So here, DBS Sing dollars. I'm going to import the bank line item, Singapore dollars. Sing dollars, DBS Sing. Import. So for the first time import, you need to do the mapping. So you can do the transaction date, amount, payee, description, reference, and check number. And because my import CSV template has a header, I can tick and save. Then all the bank line item will come through DBS Singapore Bank. So here is on the reconcile page. And on the left is where the bank statement lines are reflected. So money received coming through, money spent. That is on the bank statements type. On the right, you can see that there are transactions in Xero. The green boxes means Xero identified the exact value match. So in the system, it pull out, okay, their exact value match. Here, David Tan, Janet Tay, all these are customers, and these customers invoiced AR value is exact amount. So you can eyeball check. If it's all good, you just click. So you click OK, which means money coming through, debit DBS Sing dollars account, and credit your AR bills.
So all these, just click, Xero will do all the 6 links posting, all done. For this side, picked up the AP bills, exact value match. And when you click OK, money leaving DBS Sing dollars. So credit bank, debit AP system. Just by clicking that, all 8 links are posted. So here, this one, Mohammed, 1355 Sing dollars. So nothing. So we can, if there's like no exact match, we can do find and match. So it's thinking, it's loading. It should be faster. Yeah, correct. So let it find. So let's see what questions coming through. Okay. So here, you can see Mohammed 1355. Okay, nothing comes through as ringgit. You know why? Because when we do find and match, the default setting is show the base reporting currency items only. So if you unclick this box, just not the more, you want to see more, unclick that, then you'll see the other currencies other than the base reporting currency transactions. So here you will see that, right, okay, I do have a ringgit invoice and settled in Sing dollars. So here, so Mohammed ones is actually, this amount is coming through to settle this ringgit invoice. So you can choose the reconcile. So when you do the reconcile, the system will calculate the realized exchange difference for you. Okay, so let's go into the payout to check. So at the moment, what you see here is all the 8 bank statement line items are all reconciled. So you can see from here, all the account transactions reconciled. The bank statements coming through as imported line items also reconciled. Cash coding for the cash account. So if it's bank statements coming through, you can actually cash code directly. If you are not using the AR AP, you can direct cash code those bank transactions straight to the respective account. So nothing, everything is reconciled. And then you can check the reconciliation report. Okay. And then over the bank account side, there's also, say, a DBS. So if you have a direct bank feed with DBS and you need to view certain direct bank feed status, you can actually go to bank feed and view status update. So you can see the statements, the bank feed status, say for Asia, current disruptions. So here, CIMB waiting to receive bank feed files dated 16th. They're working with the bank to get this. So only this one. Then they will, anything that is like certain information, it will, for direct bank feed, you can refer to the bank feed status page to check it out. So just now we have looked at the ringgit invoice. We want to look at how Xero pick up the realized exchange difference. Let's go to the invoices. Because we reconcile, it will be paid. Let's go to the paid. See the Mohammed ones here. So you can see there's a realized loss. So the transaction rate was 1 ringgit to 3017. So let's look at the payments. So when it's settled through, the amount is actually 1 Sing dollars to 3.32. because on the conversion of Sing dollars need more to convert. We have a loss. So this is the where you see the realized calculation. So the report, so again, so you can see that the realized difference, you want to check out the realized difference report. I think I go back to that link, the link that I have to pull out that report. Excuse me, sorry. So here you need to put through, so that was done beginning. So here, let's check back. Wait, I want to check the, so June. So it was the November transaction settled in June. Okay. I just open more. I'll give it some time to process this report. Let's use the account transaction super report, okay? So we use the account transaction super report to go through. So we use all, and it's settled on 24th June, right? So we go through here, source, text. Because for the time selection, I only choose the transactions on 1st of June, July. So let's expand it to a wider range. Here, let's do it on, say, I think, just do wider range. You can cut across any time period. Okay. So here's the ringgit one, AR, Muhammad transactions, AR, and what is my stroke button here? Oops. Go back, 135. Okay, all 18, yep, okay. So we have the transactions. Okay, this is the bar, 1 ringgit, 4007. And then we have the BBS. And then we have the realized exchange difference here. You can check through. And then you will see the so you go through the realize, it will pull you through to this result. So you will go and calculate the realized exchange rate and the booking transactions. You should have that differences. Okay. So this is where you can track back to all the trail and the source, your account transaction report. Okay. So this is the DBS bank reconciliation. So this one shows the complete flow of how the AR and AP and all the FX transactions. There is one more import that we can do, is the AUD. So let's go through to the AUD account. There's also another statement to import. It's a relatively short statement. The statement that we're going to put through is bank line import AUD. So this one, say, two transactions only, one AUD payment and one AUD receipt. Okay. So here we have the import. We browse through the AUD, DBS AU, AUD. So transaction, amount, description, reference, and check number. So date, month, header, yes, import. And 3. Okay, so this one, DMX, is pay DMX supplier 460, that's okay. So for Kango, let's go and find a match. So we have the amount. So you notice that there is a difference of $10. So in the statements, you find out that it is a bank fee. So you can go through the amount to the bank fees. Out of scope, it's going to bank fees. Yes. Amount $10. So that's how you can reconcile the bank transactions as well. So your bank statements lines reconciled, your account transactions reconciled. And if you need the bank reconciliation report, it's all over here. Okay. So this completes the whole flow for all the FX booking and the reconciliation in bank. Okay, let's all have a look. Right, okay. Okay, so that is the bank reconciliation. Looks like everyone is good. Okay, so what we will do now, okay, we have 4 more topics. In that case, we'll move on to our fixed asset. So fixed asset is under the accounting. So as we mentioned earlier, in Asia, most people use Excel spreadsheet, and always the accountants who are maintaining the fixed asset register for the client. So it's under the accounting side. So for the business, accountants and business can agree how the invoices and bills are being, the workflow, whether it's from a customer or accounting firm. These you can work with the business. But for accounting, for fixed asset, most of the time, accountant's job to do it, to calculate the depreciation, book through the depreciation. Let's see how Xero can help with all the registering and calculation and booking. So to start off, you're going to have a start date. So it ties back with your financial year setting. And I first used Xero, April 2018. I can put the start date as such. So when I set up, 2 items already will come through. These come through from our bills import, the AP import, remember from Apple Store, the 2 line items. So these 2 line items are made up of 30 iPads, 15 MacBooks. So it's up to you whether you want to register your fixed asset in batch or individual line items. So for this instance, we want to register the individual, not in batch. So here, for fixed asset, we register, you can have add new or you can import. So here, because I am going to add all the individual line items, I'm going to import. So this is the import list that I need to import. Open it and show you. So only the asterisk column need to populate it. Asset name, asset number. Okay, the rest are, of course, more information, better for your calculation. So back to here. So I downloaded a template, populated it, and next step, asset type. So I need to put the new asset type. So here, asset type, go to the here, asset type, computer equipment. Okay. Asset account is a fixed asset computer. This goes with the chart of account, ties to the chart. That's a QDepre. And this one tied to my P&L depre account. Depreciation method, straight line, full month, effective life, say 3. So save. So I set up the asset type. So here, the date format will be day, month, year. And I'm going to upload my Excel spreadsheet for the fixed asset import. I'm going to continue. So you get a warning. My row 2, row 3 will be overwritten. And this is exactly what I want. I don't want the batch. I want the individual line items to come through. The 30 plus 15, 45 assets. So the 2 batch line items overwritten. So display 10, I want to display more 50 so I can see everything. And in Xero, all those blue hyperlink, you can sort. You can click and sort the items. So here, sort again. iPad 1 to 30, MacBook 1 to 15. Purchase, all good. So it's all good. Then you can register. From you click register, it will be from draft to register column. So register. And remember, we started using it April 2018. So the current year, current financial year is 31st March 2021 year end. So we have 31st March 2020 year end and 31st March 2019 year end. So let's go and run depreciation. So you can actually run from April 2018 for the first financial year. Continue. So imagine you are on Excel spreadsheet. You have to do month by month. Here, you can just get Xero to calculate. And all you need is just choose all the month you need, click through, confirm. So all the calculations done. Look, take only a few seconds to do the whole year. And then now this is like our current year. So 1st of April to now, we can run up to 31st May. So for 2 months. So all that, see, Xero can just like pick up all the items and do the calculation, run depreciation. And then you can see in the reporting, in the fixed asset, we have a few report that is quite handy. I tend to use the new account because the new reports are usually more improved. There's more information to show you based on the partner's request. So for fixed asset reconciliation report, you can see for, say here, your GL and your fixed asset register is reconciled. So the date range, you can choose this month as well. And update. And then for the depreciation schedule, you can see, say last month. So all calculated. I think Lynn knows exactly what I'm going to do next. Okay, before I answer Lynn's questions, so Wen Yan has a question. How does Xero know that the bill for iPad relates to fixed assets? Okay, so if you go back to the bills, remember, okay, when I do the import, I can show you here as well. So remember the bills for the import. Remember Apple Store? And when I do the account coding, is to the account code 720. And account 720 is fixed as a fixed asset account type. So here, 720, like you go through asset in the chart of account, 720, account type, fixed asset, fixed asset. So those with fixed asset will be linked. The fixed asset registered will pick up a booking gone through the fixed asset GL, and it will come through as a draft item for you to consider whether this is to be registered in the fixed asset register. So this is how smart Xero is. So does that answer your questions, Wan Ying? And then Li Xin is asking how to dispose. That's exactly what I'm going to do next, the next step. So besides run depreciation, there are other things that you can get Xero to help you. Say, let's say iPad 13, very unlucky, crashed, broken, cannot be covered by a warranty. So here, purchase February 19, and yeah, and also expired, warranty expired. So you dispose, they dispose, 2014, sale proceeds, it's all crash, you don't get nothing. And then depreciation up to including, so you get crash, destroyed today. So cost, current, loss on disposal. So you can get Xero to show you the journal. So we reverse from fixed asset, debit the account that you have computed, you have booked, and then calculate the loss. So for the loss, you can put through to loss on fixed asset. So at the moment, because I haven't, in the chart account, you can create one called cost loss on fixed asset. So here, I'll just put it through to the office expense first, okay? So here it becomes the loss, gain or loss on fixed asset. All the postings, all suggested, Xero do the calculation and provide you with the posting entries. So you do not need to raise manual calculation, manual journal, and do the posting. And for depreciation, again, yep, all these are system calculated for you. Okay, Listen, this is your answer your questions. Okay, Lee Chen has have a questions. If I started using Xero from 1st of January 2020 and then importing fixed asset with accumulated depreciation balance as at 31st December 2019 already, how can I import the information and start depreciation properly from 1st of Jan? Yeah, good question. So in the import list, so what we can tell Xero to import. So in the fixed asset import list, so there is asset name, purchase date. So you put in all the correct information. And then you see here, there's this column called opening, book opening accumulated depreciation. So that's where you put in the correct. So because you already have depreciated it, so put in the already booked accumulated opening balance, put through in this column when you import it. And that's where Xero will pick up, okay, so accrued already calculated this amount, then you will start with the correct net book value. Okay. Okay, so here, let's have a look. So this is the fixed asset side. So fixed asset for depreciation and disposal and your register. Basically, if you are still using Excel and if you already have client on Xero and you are maintaining your fixed asset on Excel, do consider moving to the fixed asset register to save you time for all the calculation and the journal posting. Get Xero to do it for you. Okay, so here, GST F5. Right, so this one is not, this one is bank status. Okay, advanced webinar, GST F5 here. So accounting report. The sales tax report is the GST report. So for other countries other than Singapore, you can also utilize this based on your sales tax GST setting and based on your transaction posting, because in Xero, every transaction need to be coded with a account type, with a tax type. So for the tax type, this is where we see the booking. So here, I want to expand the transactions wider so we can see more transactions. So I'm going to show you all. So update. So you can see here, Xero will show you all the tax rates that got transactions. And there's a sales tax audit report. So this report is covering 1st of March 2018 to 31st May 2020. I'm just expanding so that you can see all the transactions. So no tax. So for all the transactions being booked, they will populate every single transaction for this period you call for, and all the tax rate being used apply for these transactions. Then you can see no tax. Is it really no tax? Should I actually have to pay tax? Out of scope, is that correct? So standard rated, I can really legitimately claim all these GST. This applies. Okay, that we have to collect it, you got to pay to Iris, zero rated, and then zero rated supply. Are these really legit? So you can go through the review. So you have all these rates, and you have the summarized rate. So this is the version 1 sales tax audit report. And if you need to look at the source FX rate, you will use this report. So the sales tax just show you the base reporting currency. If you need to see the source FX amount, you use the GST audit beta report. So date range, because it's like only showing June, I want to make it wider. So I'll just like put through, say 18 first, okay, to now, apply, and then update. So you can see the source, transaction. Exchange rate used, and the Singapore base reporting currency amount. Even the bank fee, out of scope, standard rated. So here you can see all the source currency. Okay. And then this one is really for Singapore partners, for people who need to prepare GST F5 for Iris. So let's look at this period, January to 31st March. So GST F5 return are designed to, in the same format as the one that you have to complete for Iris. So what we have improved is, if you need to see the trail for the information, you can just click to the link. See here, total value. So what is it? What breakdown is this total value of taxable purchases? Just click the hyperlink. It shows you all the line items under box 5, what it is relating to. And if you need to see the detail of each, so you can go to that transaction and check through. See computer equipment, it's like fixed asset, go to computer equipment. So you can go through, so it's like you can just go straight to check on the transactions, all flow through. Refunds, and these are manual. You got the annual input if you have data that you need to claim under these categories. And here, when you have prepared, you can save as a draft, or if it's done, you can finalize. But finalizing means that this format, this data is finalized. You still have to log into the Iris tax portal and then put in that data through. So finalize is just showing the status as finalized. So it's just indicating to you the status is finalized. You still have to log into the Iris website. But good news is on the roadmap that we're going to build the, we're going to have that direct connection. So yeah, just like look out for the, when it's going to be connected. So this is the GST F5 returns form for Singapore IRIS GST filing. So for the other countries, if you have FX transactions amount, yeah, use the GST beta report here. And then if you don't have FX transaction, you can either use either audit or the GST F5. Okay. Okay, so what we will do is we will go through key Xero reports. Okay, it's under accounting, it's for accountants to use. So we have financial, a lot, tax, that is for sales tax, and then the accounting side, and the fixed asset we have gone through. This is the AR aging and AP aging. So you can see, like say, all the new ones allows you to see more information. So receivable invoice detail. So you open up, you can see the source, original currency, quantity. So you can choose what you want to, or the criteria you want to see. So receivable this month, you can choose a different time, date, cut. So for the month of June, consulting, outstanding. Okay, so this is the AR. And same for the AP aging. So we have all these different AP accounts that you can check. And then the inventory report. So as I mentioned earlier, this is mostly used like account transaction. You can use it as a GL listing. You can show, you can pick a particular account you want to see, or you can see all. And of course, you can cut and dice any time period. And then report settings, all these different ways. You can group by, standard summarize by, all these categories. You can group in different ways. And you can choose what you need and do the filtering and update. And you can see all, okay, maybe not all, let's say just do AR. And for all Xero reporting, you can export, okay? You can export it to PDF, Excel, or Google Sheets. Okay, and then also, remember we have done all these report settings. If there are particular settings that you'll always be using recurringly, you can save it as a customized reporting format. So you can say that, okay, AT, this one is like with source and base value, okay? And you can make this as a custom report default, or you can just save it in the custom tab. So that every month when you pull out the report, you don't have to click all these report settings. So how do you retrieve the customized format? You go to report and you go to the custom tab. The custom tab will allow you to see, to go to that source and base value with all the report settings that you have chosen, that you have customized. Okay. So any particular reports that you want to look at? Okay, all right. So there's also like one which is quite good. This one, management report. This management report is very handy. So for management report, you can do, this is a monthly one, and this is what you get. So Xero can provide you the executive summary, cash summary, P&L balance sheet, aging. And for the executive summary, you can see cash, receipts spent, surplus, the gross profit, debtors amount, number of invoices issued, gross profit margin, average debtors date, exchange rate being used. And you can actually publish the report. You can publish, put in the name, author, executive summary, cover, you can choose that, have your company logo, and say publish. Then you go to the, it's being published, and then see what it looks like when you publish it. So you can have a management report for the month of June. Have all the statistics, all this management information. Because you have all the live data there. If you have direct bank feed and do all the reconciliation very promptly, all these will be like really real-time information. So this management report is like very, very handy if you need to prepare monthly management report. So this is account transaction and the management report. Okay, of course, we have the P&L balance sheet, the usual ones. And of course, if people are looking for FS, go to the Advisor tab. And if you have created your FS in the Xero HQ, all the Xero HQ template is available for the advisor to use to prepare for the FS statements. So here, for the FS, you can have the director statements, P&L, balance sheet, all that. And then again, if you like want to publish it, this you can do set up in the setting to populate the data very easily. So here you can like, because all the data is there, then you can just run the FS. So you also have a feel of the, you can run it for last financial year, or you can, this financial year will just be for first couple of months transactions. So here you can export as PDF. Director statements. Because you populate that information. Your P&L, your balance sheet, equity, cash flow, notes to the account. You can sign up. So this is like the FS report that you can utilize. And then if you need more information, go for our report template webinar, okay? So this is our Xero reporting. Okay, let's have a look. Hey, thank you, Nick and Jali, for answering all the questions, all the good questions raised. Okay, the very last features. Okay, find and recode. Find and recode is our advanced feature. So it's under accounting advanced. Top left, find and recode. So imagine if you have made mistakes, you have to go and find the record, prepare the journal, post and correct. So you can use Xero to find all the transactions you need to find. So add the condition. So earlier on, I have, for example, all those expense account that I got with the GST tax rate, not supposed to have GST. So what I can do is like, okay, I'll pull out all the tax rate that I have booked for, say, standard, that I have booked for standard rated supplies, okay? I need to pull out all these. So for all the standard rated purchases I got, the food, Singtel, and FairPrice, they're all personal expense. I cannot claim GST. So I click these 3 items, Recode source, contact, I leave the same, FairPrice, Singtel, leave it. Account, leave the same, still food, or I can change it to, like, say, if this is not a business expense, like say, okay, let's say this is, I got to bill back to the director. So it's his own personal spending. So let's go and say it is part of the, belongs to the director. Let's put in the suspense first. And then we put it out to the right, correct account. So you cannot claim, so no tax, okay? So here, we can do this. Let's say review. Takes several minutes. Okay, let's confirm 3 transactions. 1001, 1002. So 2 seconds, it pull and recode and get all the transactions done in 2 seconds. So let's say, let's pull in one of the transactions. Show history. So you have created here, that was the pre-coded items. Food, general expenses, GST claimed, but it's recoded too. Suspense, no tax, cannot claim tax. Okay, so this is how powerful the find and recode. So if you have you need to like fix the account name or the tax rate or the contact, you can use the find and recode function to help you to do a very quick fixing. And the beauty of it is all the trail is there. So if auditors ask what have been changed, you can show them, hey, date, time, and user stamp. Everything clear all the trail, before and after. Okay, so that's all I want to share with you today. So we have 3 minutes. So 3 minutes, just want you to, you heard me enough. So you heard from me enough. So what would want to, and also have shown you where to get help, contact Xero support. So data automation is really useful. So I would recommend, if you haven't done the Hubdoc online training, do go for it, and do reach out to account manager or ask PC, my partner consultant, myself, if you need to scale your practice or automate your data flow. So here, just like, can you, everyone, please pull out your mobile phone or put in the bit.ly address to your URL website browser. Give us a feedback. I want to hear from all of you. Okay. So what I'll do is like, people have asked me for the Xero Peppol regular link. I will send it through. This webinar is recorded. I will save the link and send you the recording afterwards, after I process everything. So you'll get the recorded webinar, and you also get the Xero Peppol registration link. This will be relevant for all the Singapore partners. So for those questions that haven't, I think our CX support has, I really thank you, Nick and Angeline, for answering. So if there's still outstanding questions, please forward those questions to the Xero support as well. Invite them to in and see. Can the FS be exported as Word? Rupali, FS can be exported to a PDF, Excel and Google Sheet. But a lot of partners convert. What they do is like get a application, convert the PDF to Word doc, to Word doc. And then in Singapore, partners will convert the PDF to rich text format in Word doc to help with the XBRL submission. So you can do it by getting out as a PDF and then convert PDF to Word. Okay, so thank you everyone. So thank you everyone for your feedback. So it's 1 minute past. I think all of you must be quite hungry. So please go for, take a break, have lunch, and keep safe, stay safe, keep well, and keep learning. Hopefully you can get a lot of automation process happening for your client and as well as for your accounting firm. So reach out to account manager, to Xero support, to myself even. I just hope that all of you will be able to go further on the digital Xero cloud journey. All right, okay, till next time. See ya. Okay, I'm going to end the meeting now. Bye.